Hi friends, I'm Amy and this is A Star Reads and it's time for a Sunday sum up. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I'm behind on everything, and that's not strange or surprising to anybody, I'm sure. However, I'm a little further behind right now than I want to be. That feels comfortable. But I've had a lot going on recently. So as you may know, because my challenge was only going to go till January 5th, that's obviously done. I haven't yet finished editing day 7 vlog. I'm hoping to finish that today. Today's a Friday and I've got time because all my homework and stuff is done for the week. And I'm not going to start next week's homework until tomorrow. So I've got other things I need to do, like grocery shopping, and there's just so many things that need to be done. But one of my big goals today is to edit my vlog. It started at 2 hours and 48 minutes. That's how much footage I had to go through. And I've only gotten it down to like an hour and 47 minutes, I think. It's still gonna be a long vlog. I haven't finished too many books yet here in January, but I'm reading a lot and I'm currently in the middle of 5 different books. So I did finish one book so far. Actually, I finished more than one, but those other ones will be included in my 12 Days of Christmas Carol Advent Calendar Challenge videos. So keep an eye out for those. I know we're way past Christmas, but hopefully they'll still be fun to watch. Bring back a little bit of the Christmas cheer. And the book that I finished, I will give a review for in this video. So let me tell you what I'm currently working on. I'm currently listening to a book for a secret TBR. I'm currently finishing another book for a secret TBR, and that's the book that I had planned to read for my TBR game, because I had one secret TBR book that came up. Didn't have to tell you about it because it's for a video. And I am almost done with that book. I'm really trying hard to get through those books because I had made the commitment that before the end of February, I'm going to try and get that secret TBR video out. And I'm curious to see what the footage is going to look like because the initial footage for all of it is really old. It's like 2 years old. So that'll be a fun one to edit. I'm actively reading Anna Karenina because this is a buddy read that I'm reading with Kim from Expedition Through Pages. And we are currently just finishing up part 3, I think. And then we'll be starting part 4 next week. I think there's 6 parts to that book. I think. We're doing good. We're making progress. And then I am buddy reading Love in the Time of Cholera with Ruby from Ruby Red. And I'm just started that book. We're just barely getting into it, but it started. And then finally, A Man Called Uwe by Fredrik Backman. I'm reading that one because I want to watch A Man Called Otto, which is the adaptation that's coming out soon. And I really want to watch that movie because it has Tom Hanks, but I also always like to read the book first. So I'm about 140 some odd pages into that one. So those are the 5 books I'm currently working on, and who knows when they'll get done. Actually, I know when the secret TBR one will get done. That'll be today. And then A Man Called Uwe, I'm going to try and work on getting that one done over the weekend. But I'm also back in school. My internship has started, and it's been like exciting and great, but also exhausting and a lot of work. But it's funny because it's only 2 days a week, so it seems like it wouldn't be that much work, but we literally on Tuesdays and Thursdays we go and we stay in our internship classroom with the teacher and the students for half a day. So I have to be there like at 7:45, and then I leave there at 11:45. I've been leaving there about noon. And then we have classes from 1 to 4. So then I go back to the campus, the college campus, and I have class from 1 to 4. And then after that I get home. And so it's just a long day. And a lot of times one of my teachers has us do follow-up assignments that are due on the same day. And of course I do have other homework that I have to work on throughout the week for those 2 classes and for my internship. So it's going really well. It's just that it's going to take me a little while to get into this groove of just 2 days of being very brain weary. And it's just exhausting. It's just exhausting. My brain is tired already. The other things I have been up to are trying to work on my physical health in my body. So it's all about getting active, taking care of my physical well-being in a lot of ways, which also helps my mental well-being. And so I'm going to the gym 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. These are the days that I don't have to be at the school for my internship. And that's been great. It's been really great. My muscles have been really tired, but it's been wonderful to get back in there. And then I'm doing the Yoga with Adriene 30-day yoga journey. And we have this little Instagram group where we touch base every day. And that's been really great. And I've only missed one day, which was yesterday, because after after my internship and school and everything, I went and did my plasma. And then I got home and I was like a zombie. So I just did my homework and then went to bed. I am going to do 2 days worth of yoga today. And they're not too long. They're like 20-minute videos. So I'm going to do that today to catch up, because now today is day 12. So I've done every day except for day 11. And gosh, that's what my life is looking like right now. It's just busy. And I feel like I hit the ground running after the holiday break. And I haven't had a lot of time to edit, which has been frustrating. So I'm working on day 7. Oh, and the reason I didn't get it done sooner was because all of a sudden I was like, I gotta get my TBR videos out for January. And so then I was filming those and editing those, and all that stuff just took up so much time, so that like any time for editing my actual challenge videos just went away. Now that I'm feeling like my first week is over of actual in-class internship stuff, and I feel like, okay, you can do this, Amy, I'm going to finish editing that vlog today and get my day 7 vlog out. The other ones shouldn't be as long. They shouldn't be as long. They didn't go 7 days each, so it should be okay. And then I'll be able to get caught up a little bit. Mom and I are definitely planning on doing our yearly, well, this will be our second year of doing a bracket video where we decide what is our best favorite book of 2022, and that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have to film that soon. I've started planning for it a little bit, so there are things that are happening. There are things that are happening on my end. I know I've been pretty quiet on YouTube as far as like putting out videos, but I'm still here, and I'm gonna get there. Is that some sort of necklace, Isaac, huh? Wow, if I didn't know any better, I would say that it's already spring. Gosh, we're not even close, but it is such a beautiful day. I just finished Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrun. This is an adult holiday romance. I got this through Scribd. And first of all, I'll put the narrator's name up here because I can't remember it off the top of my head. The narration was fantastic. If you want to listen to a really good romance audiobook, and it's very rare that I can say that I like romances read through audiobooks, this one was fantastic. The narration was really good. I really, really enjoyed it. And this book was a 5-star. It was so good. So far, it's my favorite book of the year. Of course, it's like my 3rd book read in the year. But it is amazing. And especially when it comes to romances, I love romances, but I don't always rate them that high because I'm not expecting quite as much from a romance as I would from like a literary fiction or something like that. Now, I can say that's not fair, but we rate books all off the same system no matter what genre they are, so it's not really a fair system anyways. This was so good. It was so good. The humor, the characters, the character development, the dialogue, the diversity, everything about this book was so freaking good. The fake dating, the engagement of convenience, everything about this was so good. And it was a great holiday story. Like, it was very heartwarming and wonderful. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it, to be honest, because it was so good. It was very emotional. It brought up a lot of really difficult emotional subjects. The communication was amazing. Sometimes when you like a book that much, it's really hard to talk about because it was just good. But what it's about is this woman named Ellie, and Ellie has moved to Portland. Doesn't have the best family situation. She's trying to become an animator, and on her very first Christmas there, she's very lonely and very upset because her mom bailed on her. She meets this woman named Jack, and they have this amazing one-day romance. It's very much meet cute sort of thing. Then that's kind of the end of it. And a year later, Ellie is much more cynical. She's lost her job. She's working at a coffee shop that she absolutely hates. And just things are really rough. And she can't stop thinking about the woman that she had met that previous Christmas. So then one day in her coffee shop, the owner of the building has been kind of making eyes at her, and she's kind of been making a little bit of eyes at him. And he ends up taking her out on a date. And after a lot of drunken conversation, they end up forming an agreement, a marriage agreement, because he needs to get married for certain reasons and she stands to benefit from this marriage. So they have this agreement, and they go through the process. Unfortunately, someone shows up at some point along the story that is the woman from the previous year. And you can imagine it gets a little complicated. I'm sure it's not going to be for everybody, but man, it was for me, and I thought everything about it was perfect. One of the things I complain about the most in books when it comes to romances is when there is no chemistry between the characters. And I feel like chemistry is something you can create between two characters in a book, because I've seen it done really well before. And this was an instance where the chemistry between the two main characters is phenomenal. And that really carries the story along. Really makes you feel more invested in the relationship. And one thing I thought was very important and made me enjoy this even more was that all the side relationships, you know, like the friends and the different things that are going on in the story, and all the family dynamics and all the issues that these characters have, they never get swept under the rug. They never become less of importance because of the relationship. And I think that happens a lot in romances. I think that the other storylines tend to get dropped because the romance takes over everything. And if you like really diverse reads, I felt like this was handled really well when it comes to race, when it comes to gender, when it comes to sexuality. There were so many different representations in here, and I thought that they went really well. I thought that the author did a great job. But I will say, please take my idea of what good representation is as kind of a grain of salt, because I'm a straight, cisgendered white woman, and obviously I don't really know. And so what I can say is what I feel based off what I've seen with other works and what I have educated myself to understand, but that doesn't mean I actually understand what is really good representation. So please go look at reviews for people who identify within those communities. One thing I can talk on though is that I thought that the body representation was fantastic actually. It normalized normal bodies, and that everybody's body is a normal body. And I felt this because neither of our characters have model type bodies. One has a very average build and the other one is curvy, and just the way they were described, especially during the romantic scenes, it was just very honest, and I felt like it normalized the fact that we all have bodies, like, and that they're different, and those differences are wonderful and should be celebrated. So like there was comments, but not negative, not in any bad way, but there were comments about stretch marks, comments about soft bodies. It just was so good, and I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I did. And I'm very happy to be starting the year out this way. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a pretty short video, but I'm happy to be back at it. I just want to stay on track with my Sunday sum-ups because they're one of my favorite videos to make each week. Just gives me a chance to get updated with you, and I know a lot of people enjoy watching them on Sundays. So, we're back, and it's a new year, and I'm very excited. Let me know in the comment section down below what's one big goal or thing that you want to focus on in the month of January, and what is one book that you read in this past week that you absolutely loved. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens next week. How many of these 5 books that I'm currently reading, because you know I always read way too many books at once, will I actually accomplish and be able to tell you about. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye.